When will all the obstacles to transport of food and medicine be lifted?
You know, I don't know why, in what mechanism that Martin Pulaut examined or came to that kind of conclusion. You know, according to my understanding, there was a war and for 2 years in that area. But still, after the control of some areas by Ethiopian National Defense Force, I can understand that, and based on my information, close information and assessment into the development in the area, there is a smooth movement of humanitarian food and other services. And even today, as of today, I can hear in those liberated areas, services, electricity and telecommunication have been restored by the government. The issue is, as you have already mentioned in the agreement, whether the government has absolute power in that area is very difficult. Most of the services are delivered by the government institutions, the federal government institution. If the federal government jurisdiction have not been very well upheld in that area, it would be very difficult for the state, the central government, to deliver this kind of services into area.
Okay,
but I don't agree, and I will not agree that deliberately there will not be a siege and a blockade by the federal government. I think this kind of accusation seems now working as this spirit of peace is now, overshadowing the thing now.
Gebrekirstos Gebreselassie says the government has been falsely accused of blockading the Tigray region. What do you know is happening right now? To the extent of your knowledge in the region, is aid and coming in? Are services being restored, as Gebreselassie says?
No, that's an absolute lie. And lie and deception has been part of the not only the government, but also the people that speak, for the government. And this is just what we hear now today. We have families, for example, in the areas that he says are liberated. Again, this is not liberation, according to Tigrayans. You don't liberate people that didn't ask for that. But there is no electricity, there's no internet, there's nothing, there's no aid. But again, they are telling us that our people are eating food while they are not eating. So I think, like what Martin said before, we haven't seen anything yet since the signing of the agreement. That kind of points, something positive is coming in the coming days ahead. But I think let me just go back a little bit and say, one of the injustice that Tigrayans feel at this moment is that, what is normally not negotiable, like humanitarian aid, restoration of services, genocide, blockade, all this shouldn't have been allowed. But they have been used, to coerce Tigrayans to concede many things if they want to get, this, for example, humanitarian aid. This has been part of the negotiation. That's why it doesn't feel right from the get-go. And this resentment among Tigrayans now, if social media is an indication, we don't know about the people in Tigray because they have no voice at this moment. But those that are outside, there is a huge disappointment, resentment, and they feel that Tigrayans who have been subjected to genocide will not get justice and reparation because of this arrangement that has been created now.
Martin, a huge